Hello guys, it's Miss Garcia. Welcome to Math City with Miss G. In this video, we are going to talk about ACT Math Test Prep. The problem that's on the screen is asking about the perimeter of the given triangle down below. It is an isosceles right triangle, and we are given that the hypotenuse is 8 square root of 2 inches. If we know or have learned about special right triangles, and if we remember about it, then you can use that. If you have not learned about special right triangles yet, there are two methods we can solve this problem. One way is using Pythagorean theorem. The other way is using trig. So if those two are is something that you have remembered, then you can use any of those. So if I'm gonna use Pythagorean theorem, so that would be a squared plus b squared equals c squared. And in the given, the hypotenuse, which is the opposite to the right angle, this is the hypotenuse, and this measures 8 square root of 2. And since we are given that it's isosceles, then the sides are equal, but it's missing. We don't know what it is, so we're gonna represent it with x. So if the sides are exactly the same, then I'm gonna substitute that to my a and b, and the c, which is the hypotenuse, is 8 square root of 2, and then you're gonna square that. So which is going to turn out to be 2 square root of 2x squared equals 64 times 2. At this point, we are able to divide this by 2, so this would be dividing by 2, which is going to end up as x squared equals 64. And so if we are going to extract the square roots on both sides, then we will get x is equal to 8. So x is equal to 8. So this is one way to find the missing side. You could also use trig, and I'm going to show you, so then when you take your ACT, you can select which one works best for you. So because this is an isosceles right triangle, so then therefore these two angles here, the base angles, are understood to be equal. And so therefore, this would be 45 degrees, and this is 45 degrees. It's up to you which angle you're gonna focus on. But because remember earlier we said we don't know that x earlier. So for example, we don't know this x yet. So I'm still looking for that. So I'm showing the second method. So this angle here, which would be this angle, I'm gonna focus on this. So that x is going to be opposite the angle. This side is going to be a, which is adjacent to the angle because it touch the angle. And so because we have O and A, so this is going to use TOA. So tangent 45 equals, the opposite is x, the unknown, and adjacent is 8 square root of 2. So when we put this in our calculator, we can, before that, we can set up our proportion, make this over 1 and cross multiply. 1 times x is x, and we will end up with 8 square root of 2. We'll put that in parentheses, multiply that with tangent 45 degrees. So when you put this in a calculator, your calculator is going to give you x is equal to 8. So whichever method you are going to use, you should be able to get the same value for x, which is going to be 8. So x is equal to 8, and the unknown or the problem is, if we go back to the problem, we are asked to find the perimeter. So since we already know the sides, the two missing sides, which are 8, adding those two together, that's going to be 16, and then 8 square root of 2 cannot be added to 16, and so therefore the answer is letter E. All right, let's try another problem. By the way, if you find value in this video, please hit subscribe, and that will help my channel. It will greatly be appreciated. Thank you so much. In this problem, we are given with an equation, and this equation is in standard form. Y equals, or the standard formula for quadratic equation is graph in the standard xy coordinate plane below, or for real values of a, b, and c when y is equal to 0. So y is equal to 0 is in this axis, on the x-axis. So at this point, our value for the x-axis is actually the y equals 0 at the same time. Which of the following best describes the solutions? So solutions is referring to when the graph hit or touch or intersect the x-axis, and that is on this point and this point. So we have negative value on the left side, a negative number. We have a positive number on the right side. And we don't know what exactly these numbers are, but we know they are going to be real values. They're real numbers. And what are real numbers? They are numbers from negative to positive numbers, including 0, decimals, negative and positive, fractions, negative and positive. What is not included are imaginary numbers. Now, knowing that we will have a negative and a positive number, then our answer for this is going to be letter J. We will have two real solutions, real numbers, positive and negative, that are not distinct. Distinct meaning not unique, not different. So they are both real numbers. Let's try another problem. What is the product of complex numbers negative 3i plus 4 times 3i plus 4? Okay, so we're multiplying because we say product, that means multiplication. So there are multiple ways to multiply binomials. You can use box method, distributive, FOIL. So there are 3 methods. So I'm gonna use this method, and I call it funny face. I multiply the first terms, negative 3i times 3i is negative 9i square. And then this side right here, which are less, 4 times 4 is positive 16. And then the middle, the inner, that is 4 times 3i, which would be 12i. And then the chin, which is negative 3i, which will give me negative 12i. Now, the middle term gets canceled out because these two are exactly the same but opposite signs. And so we are left with negative 9i squared plus 16. If we try and recall imaginary numbers, we have an I square, which is equivalent to negative 1 in the concept of imaginary. So because we have I square in our expression, so we're going to substitute I square with negative 1. And then all the rest is going to be the same. So negative 9 times negative 1 plus 16, which would be 9 plus 16, which turns out to be positive 25. So the answer is letter C. Let's try another problem. The radius of the base of a right circular cone shown in 5 inches. And the height of the cone is 7 inches. Solving which of the following equations gives the measure of theta? This angle here is called theta, this specific angle. So of the angle formed by a slant height of the cone and a radius. So if you are going to simplify the problem. If we just focus on that right triangle, we will have this angle here, which labeled theta. The bottom, the base, is going to be 5 inches and the height is 7. So if this is our focus, our angle is here and 7 is opposite to the angle. 5 is adjacent. So this would use TOA, tangent. So we will have tangent theta equals the opposite, which is 7, and the adjacent, which is 5. And that would be letter G. That is going to be our working equation in order for us to solve for the unknown angle. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.